Russia has announced plans to gain full control over 4 Ukrainian regions, Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia, by 2025. Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belosov revealed his objective during a defense ministry meeting on December 16th, stating that Moscow remains committed to achieving the goals announced by President Vladimir Putin in June. Belosov emphasized Russia's intent to declare victory in the war by 2025. He reaffirmed Putin's prior demands, which include Ukraine withdrawing from the contested regions and formally abandoning aspirations to join NATO. As soon as Kiev declares readiness for such a decision and begins a real withdrawal of troops, as well as officially abandons its NATO ambitions, we will immediately cease fire and begin negotiations, Putin had stated in June. Despite these assertions, substantial portions of these regions remain under Ukrainian control. Regional capitals such as Kherson and Zaporizhia are firmly held by Ukraine, while Moscow continues to occupy parts of Donetsk and Luhansk, territories it initially invaded in 2014. Putin's declaration of the illegal annexation of these regions in September 2022 was widely condemned by the international community. The Kremlin's efforts to consolidate control face persistent challenges from Ukraine's resolute resistance. Belosov also highlighted the necessity of preparing for potential conflicts with NATO within the next decade, signaling Russia's broader strategic ambitions. President-elect Donald Trump expressed a strong desire to make headway in resolving the war in Ukraine during his first news conference since winning the election. Speaking from Mar-a-Lago on December 16th, Trump described the conflict as horrible and underscored the urgent need for peace. "We're trying to get the war stopped. That horrible, horrible war that's going on in Ukraine, Ukraine," he stated. Acknowledging the complexities of the conflict, Trump remarked, "We're going to get a little progress. It's a tough one. It's a nasty one. It's nasty." The president-elect criticized the high human cost, asserting that the casualty numbers on both sides likely exceed official reports. He pointed to Ukraine's first terrain, adding, "The only thing that stops a bullet is a body, a human body." While Trump confirmed he had not invited Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to his January inauguration, he noted that Zelensky would be welcome to attend. In a recent meeting with Zelensky and French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris, Trump called for an immediate ceasefire. However, the discussion did not produce a concrete peace plan. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has accelerated military aid to Ukraine, announcing a $988 million package earlier in December. Trump has hinted at reducing such assistance to pressure both Kiev and Moscow into peace talks that could include territorial concessions. He reiterated his intent not to abandon Ukraine, but to use U.S. support as leverage for a resolution. Ukraine has achieved significant progress in military technology, including the development of laser weapons. Colonel Vadim Sukharevsky, commander of the Unmanned Systems Forces, announced on December 16th. Speaking at the European Defense Industry Prospects for Cooperation with the Ukrainian Defense Industry Conference, Sukharevsky unveiled the Trizub laser system, capable of targeting aircraft at altitudes exceeding 2 kilometers. "This laser is real and operational," he emphasized, with plans underway to enhance its capabilities. Sukharevsky also introduced innovations in drone technology, highlighting mother drones that carry 2 FPV first-person view light attack drones. These advanced drones can fly over 70 kilometers into enemy territory, serving as repeaters and striking deep targets. He described this as a breakthrough in Ukraine's defense capabilities. Since the establishment of the Unmanned Systems Forces less than 6 months ago, Ukraine's defense industry has gained significant momentum. The recent launch of Palyanitsia, a lightweight missile drone hybrid, further strengthens Ukraine's military potential. For the first time, North Korean soldiers have joined combat operations alongside Russian forces. Pentagon spokesperson Major General Patrick Ryder confirmed on December 16th, "We do assess that North Korean soldiers have engaged in combat in Kursk," Ryder said, noting that they have suffered casualties. Ukraine's military intelligence, the HUR, reported at least 30 North Korean troops were killed or wounded during assaults near Plekovo, Borozba, and Martinovska on December 14th-15th. Reinforcements from North Korea's 94th Separate Brigade are reportedly replacing these losses. A friendly fire incident allegedly resulted in North Korean soldiers killing 8 Russian troops, further complicating the alliance between Pyongyang and Moscow. North Korean troops initially arrived in Kursk Oblast in October to serve in support roles. Their recent involvement in ground assaults underscores the deepening military cooperation between Russia and North Korea amid the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The European Union is expanding its military assistance to Ukraine, with plans to train 75,000 Ukrainian military personnel through its EUMAM training mission by February 2025. EU Chief Diplomat Kaja Kallas announced on December 16th. The EU must continue supporting Ukraine militarily. By the end of winter, the EU will have trained 75,000 Ukrainian service members, Kallas said. She also noted that the EU has provided 4.2 billion euros in budget support this month and will allocate 1.5 billion euros monthly starting in January 2025. The EUMAM mission, launched in October 2022, has already trained approximately 60,000 Ukrainian troops, primarily in Germany and Poland. The initiative focuses on enhancing the operational capabilities of Ukrainian forces to resist Russian aggression. Kallas emphasized the importance of increased ammunition supplies, stronger air defenses, and expanded support for Ukraine's defense industry. We must give Ukraine what it needs to win the war, Kallas asserted, reinforcing the EU's commitment to Ukraine as the conflict enters its third winter. The ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine has become a central geopolitical crisis involving not only the two nations, but also regional and global powers. Russia's aggressive pursuit of territorial expansion reflects a larger ambition to reassert its influence on a global stage, while Ukraine's resilience symbolizes a fight for sovereignty and democratic values. The inclusion of North Korean forces further complicates the dynamics, showcasing the international dimensions of this conflict. The United States' changing approach, as indicated by President-elect Trump's stance, raises questions about the role of external powers in shaping the trajectory of the war. While calls for negotiations may seem pragmatic, any peace deal must consider Ukraine's territorial integrity and long-term security. The EU's unwavering support, evident in its extensive military training programs, reinforces the international commitment to encountering Russian aggression. Additionally, Ukraine's advancements in military technology, such as laser systems and innovative drones, demonstrate its determination to modernize its defenses and outmaneuver its adversaries. The situation in Ukraine remains precarious, with no immediate end in sight to the hostilities. Russia's plans to fully occupy 4 Ukrainian regions by 2025 highlight the prolonged nature of the conflict and the challenges ahead. As Ukraine continues to defend its sovereignty with the support of allies like the EU and the United States, the global community must remain vigilant and unified in opposing actions that undermine international law and human rights. Ultimately, a sustainable resolution will require diplomatic efforts that prioritize justice, accountability, and the protection of Ukrainian sovereignty.